Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first pay-per-view of the new era. Welcome to Backlash. I'm Jacob Dulock, right here alongside Ryan Carr, and we are ready for an unforgettable night of action here tonight.
That's right, Jacob, live from Hershey, Pennsylvania. We are talking about SmackDown exclusivity, and quite frankly, the card cannot be more stacked.
And I think we're kicking it off amazingly here tonight, as coming down is the artist known as Shinsuke Nakamura.
That's right. This was actually a last-minute addition to the card. Shinsuke Nakamura, however, definitely has a little something of a grudge to hold against his opponent tonight, Baron Corbin, after he cost him, quite literally, a potential spot and ruined what I deemed to be a classic encounter and besmudged the name of AJ Styles in my eyes when Styles managed to pick the bones that Corbin left behind.
You know, this is really interesting to me because Corbin, we don't know what's in it for him quite yet. We know he has a crazy good paycheck coming in from Bobby Roode, but we don't know how else it's going to further his career. But he's out here. This is going to be a no-holds-barred match between him and Shinsuke. Is it really worth it for Baron to put his livelihood on the line against a very upset king of strong style?
I mean, Jacob, I think that's what we're going to end up finding out tonight. As, you know, I think Baron Corbin saw the dollar signs in his eyes, and he was like, you know, why take the hard road and try and win the championship myself when I can be paid like a champion for, you know, assisting Bobby Roode and getting him the WWE championship. I don't think that he thought that might rub a couple of people the wrong way, including the people that he screwed over in the tournament match, leaving Nakamura on the outside looking in.
We'll tell you what, though, Baron Corbin is coming into this match with a lot of momentum. He pinned AJ Styles this past week, albeit with a little assistance from Bobby Roode, but a win is a win. Shinsuke, he's still reeling after that defeat to AJ 2 weeks ago.
You know, I can't in good conscience say that Baron Corbin truly won anything last week, as he literally beat the crap out of AJ Styles with a chair. Styles kicked out, one of the only men to kick out of the End of Days, repeatedly ate a steel chair afterwards as Bobby Roode distracted the ref. Nakamura hits like a truck in his own right, just with his strikes. And that is something that Baron Corbin is going to have to realize, is that Shinsuke and AJ Styles are two very different men, very different sizes, very different levels of aggression. Both of them are not friends, nor even remotely have any respect for Baron Corbin. So he really better watch himself tonight. Sure, he's coming in with the momentum, but the king of strong style has the rage.
The rage and the grudge. We're going to see exactly how angry Shinsuke Nakamura is here tonight.
I'm actually kind of surprised. I mean, you know, Shinsuke is still kind of just limbering up. Even though this is a very personal matter, at least in my eyes, I would hope Shinsuke feels the same way. He's still going through the routine. He's still keeping his cool before the bell rings. You know, I'm very scared for Corbin here, as Shinsuke has made it a point to still limber up, still go through everything that he normally does, but the focus in his eyes tonight just screams murder.
Look, Shinsuke's entire entrance is one huge mind game. He gets in the zone, but his opponents see it, and they have to wonder. Corbin right now, he has to be wondering, how seriously is Nakamura taking this match? Can I just walk in there and just take him down, no questions asked, or is he plotting something? You can't read Shinsuke Nakamura. Baron Corbin is a much simpler read. You know this guy just wants to come in there, punch you in the face, get you out of the way, and move on with his paycheck. It's two very different approaches to this business.
And, you know, I do not expect for tonight's match between these two men to be pretty. I don't expect it to be technical. What I do expect honestly, is I will be more surprised if somebody's bones don't get broken. Both of these men hit hard. They both hit quick. And it's going to be one crazy slobber knocker of an opening to Backlash.
And here we go. This match is underway as Shinsuke just running right in there, taking it right to Corbin.
2 strong strikes, and Corbin is already on the mat.
You know, this is a new position for Baron Corbin. He's used to going in there and just taking control almost immediately. He's the bigger guy in this match. He's probably the stronger guy. But Shinsuke is just coming into this with a lot of aggression. If you saw there, even there, taunting Corbin, slapping him across the chest, urging him to get up, and finally it looks like Corbin's going to be able to get something going. Or not.
You know, I definitely, like I said,
huge diving heel kick there.
Corbin wisely rolling out of the ring, trying to get away from the wrath of Shinsuke Nakamura.
Now remember, this is no holds barred, so there's not going to be any countouts here. Corbin can stay out there as long as he wants.
And honestly, I think that's what he was trying to do there. I feel like he was trying to bait Nakamura.
And I think it worked. Just tossing Nakamura carelessly over that top rope.
The one thing that I do give Corbin is, even though to me he takes the lazy route, at the same time, the man has so much strength and power.
Look, I think we knew going into this wasn't going to be a wrestling match. This was going to be a fight. This is 2 guys who hit you hard and hit you fast. And look at that. Corbin is throwing Shinsuke into the crowd, and they're going. Corbin is punching the hell out of Shinsuke Nakamura.
And there's some nice headbutts from Corbin. Corbin firmly in control of Nakamura as they're going into the crowd.
Nakamura right now, he's on the defense. This is very interesting to see. It's a stark contrast to the start of this match. I think Nakamura just got a counter there. He's throwing Corbin over into the side area.
And that nice punch into the uppercut and that nice spinning heel kick. Again, Corbin knocked off his feet.
Here's a kendo stick coming into play. This is where we could really see Nakamura's frustration coming out. He's going to town on Corbin.
Yeah, that cool, calm, collected facade of Nakamura slightly disappeared for a second as he proceeds to just wail on Baron Corbin.
Oh, Nakamura's just taking out the trash right there. Wait, whoa, what's he doing? What's he doing? Oh my God! He just threw Corbin through a table.
Corbin through a table. I'm not even sure if he's conscious right now. I've never seen anybody handle a bigger man like Corbin just so nonchalantly, just picking him up and tossing him. You know, Nakamura is considered the king of strong style, but the man has some good body strength there as well, keeping his core tight. As Corbin laid to waste on the outside here.
You know, I think it's interesting that Nakamura went at it with the chair there for a little bit, and you had to think that felt so good for Nakamura after Corbin went to town on him with those chairs just a few nights ago. And right there, deep 6 right on that trash can.
You know, that is some true ruthless aggression from both of these men.
Tell you what, though, that is one way to fight back into this match with an exclamation point.
You know, I guess you really can't count Baron Corbin out.
You would be a fool to do so. He's a bounty hunter, and a bounty hunter's not going to rest at anything until he gets his paycheck. And now he's dragging Nakamura. I think he's trying to get him right back to that ring. I think he feels he's done enough damage.
I can definitely say that he has earned his paycheck, win, lose, or draw tonight, as he's inflicted some serious damage here to Nakamura, and he's even accepted some serious damage from Nakamura. As Nakamura goes to grab the stairs.
Oh, and he just decks Corbin right in the face with the steel steps.
Corbin's face met steel. It turns out no matter how big you are, steel still wins.
I don't know what Nakamura was thinking there, but nothing is better than getting back into control than a stiff right hand.
Like I said, Jacob, this has not been a pretty match. This has been very hard-hitting. They've broken tables, broken trash cans. They've beaten the crap out of one another, and I expected nothing less between these two men.
Corbin signaling that this might be the end, throwing Nakamura back in that ring. Nakamura's up, but... oh man, Corbin out of nowhere! End of days!
And a 3 count, Baron Corbin picks up the hard-earned victory over Shinsuke Nakamura. And Jacob, dare I say it, he hit the end of days out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, to win the match.
I think Corbin had an advantage this entire match. No holds barred, that's his territory. Nakamura, he's used to going in there in a fair fight and kicking you in the face. Baron Corbin, he's fought on the streets for his entire life. This was right up his alley.
Now, you can't count Shinsuke Nakamura out. Nakamura utilized that table to perfection as he hit that exploder, dropping Baron Corbin straight through it. Corbin still survived, deep sticks Nakamura through a trash can, eventually leading to the end of days at the center of the ring and the 3 count. This was a wonderful way to open up Backlash.
And from No Holds Barred, we're going right into the Tag Team Championship match. Here comes the bar.
Sheamus and Cesaro, again, I've said it before and I'm going to say it again. 2 men whose entire tag team partnership and respect is built out of punching each other in the face.
Well, iron sharpens iron, I guess.
I mean, this is one of the most dangerous tag teams in the world. Forget the WWE, forget SmackDown, the world. And these 2 men being on the same page is nasty for anyone.
Sheamus is a former WWE champion, a former World Heavyweight champion, former United States champion. Cesaro, a former United States champion in his own right. But I don't think they've ever been better at what they do than they have been as a tag team.
And I mean, Cesaro, a multi-time tag team champion in his own right as well. Even without Sheamus, he's won the gold with Tyson Kidd back in the day.
Of course, and who could ever forget his run with Jack Swagger as the Real Americans? They never won any gold, but they were considered to be one of, if not the best tag team of that time.
Definitely the best tag team to never really hold the gold. I mean, so Cesaro knows his way around a tag team. Sheamus knows how to punch people. Both of these, Sheamus, former World Heavyweight Champion, former WWE Champion. The guy knows how to get the job done in high-pressure situations.
And remember,
these guys complement
when
each other
Sheamus won the World Heavyweight Championship, he won it in 18 seconds at WrestleMania. That's an incredible feat in its own right.
Think about this for a second, Jacob. Sheamus' first WWE Championship came from John Cena. One of his bigger world title matches, he won it from Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds, no less.
It's funny because Sheamus has faced John Cena and Daniel Bryan. You know who else has faced John Cena and Daniel Bryan? In the main event of SummerSlam, no less? This man right here, the one-man band, Heath Slater.
And you want to talk about a Cinderella story, Heath Slater and Rhino returning to the top of the mountain here tonight, main eventing the finals of the tournament for the tag team titles. And not only last time that this happened did they win them, but they actually made it here again.
Well, you know what? Heath Slater and Rhino, they've made believers out of me. They pinned the Revival, who I honestly think is one of the top 5 tag teams in the world today. 2 weeks in a row. 2 weeks in a row, Ryan.
It was 2 weeks in a row. Slater picking up one victory, Rhino picking up the other. You cannot count this tag team out. They might look a little squirrely. They might be a little unorthodox at times. But somehow, they're like cheese and crackers. They get the job done.
But you know what? Slater is starting off in control right now. He's taking it to Sheamus.
Definitely not what I expected out of tonight. I did not expect Slater, of all people, to even start out the match.
And now he's taking out Cesaro.
Slater fired up early on, just throwing hands. Something I don't really ever expect of Heath Slater, but he's firmly in control of this match. I've never really seen this level of aggression from Heath Slater, but I do like it.
Slater climbing to the top rope. But he misses a big elbow. I think he's not used to being in control, so I think he overestimated just how much damage he was doing.
Now that is something that I expect of Heath Slater. Though I have to say, he didn't posture. He went straight for it. It was just a miscalculation. Everybody makes them. There was no cockiness to it. He's very focused tonight. I mean, this is a very different Heath Slater than I'm used to seeing.
Well, you know, it's crazy how much a man can change when he's doing it for his kids.
After all, how else is he going to pay for that second swimming pool?
Hey, he's got a double wide to take care of, Ryan. You can't just joke about things like that.
I'll have to apologize to Slater in person later. Though Sheamus now, this is more of what I was expecting the start of the match to be. Has completely taken over the match and just hammering away at Slater very methodically, keeping control of the match, and now cutting off the apron, the ring, and tagging in the fresh man of Cesaro.
The Swiss Cyborg going in there with that German suplex immediately.
Nasty German suplex. Very solid count. Slater looking strong, being able to kick out of that. Now again, another tag team maneuver.
They just slingshotted Slater throat first into their turnbuckle, and following it up with a huge backbreaker there is Sheamus.
They don't even have the ring cut in half right now. It's a little triangle. As they have just kept Slater literally in their corner.
Oh, and a massive clothesline.
Massive clothesline there. I'm not even sure Slater still knows his name, let alone where he's at.
Now just look at that. Look at the strength there on display from Cesaro.
Cesaro, pound for pound, one of the strongest competitors in the WWE. He took his time into that cover. Slater gets the rope break.
Rhino tried to get in there. Rhino hasn't actually been in this match yet, now that I think about it.
Rhino has
Heath,
not
what are you
been in
doing?
the match.
Heath, go! Tag Rhino! What are you doing?
Slater apparently thought he was going to get a little fire up there, a little bit of retribution.
Oh, he's going for it. But Cesaro right there to crush his dreams.
And that is the closest to his corner that Slater has made this entire match.
And another suplex from Cesaro. Slater keeps trying to crawl over to Rhino, but it's not worth it right now. Wait, a neck breaker out of nowhere. And now a clothesline. Slater rallying. And now a big body splash too. And there we go. There's the tag to Rhino.
Slater really just giving it his all tonight. And now here comes Rhino. And look at this. Just whipping Cesaro back and forth between the turnbuckles. Hitting massive shoulder blocks, and apparently he's not done yet.
Well, you know, Cesaro made the uppercut train famous. I think Rhino's introducing him to the gore train.
This is unreal. Rhino apparently thinking that it's still the 1990s.
This man doesn't age, does he?
He really doesn't.
Huge belly to belly there.
And almost a 3 count. I was in awe. I couldn't even count it out with the ref. As Rhino just comes in there, first moments of the match that he's actually gotten to spend, and just completely lays into Cesaro.
Oh, eats that discus uppercut right there.
Massive uppercut. And now Sheamus.
An elbow right to the back of the neck right there. And now a huge belly to belly of his own. Throwing Rhino right over his head.
I mean, the thing is, Jacob, you cannot count any 4 of these men out. They have laid a lot on the line here tonight, and they're all 4 men proving why they should become the tag team champions. As here we go, Sheamus just beating on Rhino.
Wait, but Slater's in the ring. Oh, and he catches Sheamus with a dropkick to the back. I don't know what he's thinking there. Oh, but he hits a huge boot to the face.
I don't know what he was thinking, but I know that he just got knocked out.
Hey, Ryan, I have a question for you. Are you not entertained?
Yeah. I'm pretty entertained tonight. We're only in the second match. This is one of the best tag team matches I have ever gotten to witness. Definitely one of the best I've ever gotten to call. And the fact that it involves Slater and Rhino, Beauty and the Man Beast, you know, I have to say, I'm becoming a believer of these 2 men.
And Rhino's going to have to rally here, though, because Cesaro and Sheamus got him in the wrong side of town. Cesaro dropped his own axe handle, telling Sheamus, hey, drop one of your own.
To say that those 2 men are, so like, when they first started out as a team, you couldn't get them to work together. Now I can't imagine them, like, it's second nature to these 2 at this point.
And Slater just got back up on that apron finally after being taken out by Sheamus earlier.
And now the Bar in control of Rhino.
So many quick tags right there from Sheamus and Cesaro.
Hey, they're keeping each other fresh, keeping each other up. You know, that's probably the biggest downfall right now of Rhino and Slater, as Sheamus delivering triple backbreakers there.
Trifecta of Irish curses. And he's just milking it in right now. He knows he's in control.
No, this is the one time I would tell Sheamus not to get too cocky.
And he paid for it immediately. Rhino with the Thesh press right there.
Any other night, I would say Sheamus had every right to be cocky there. But, I mean, this is a very game Slater and Rhino, and they are on top of things.
Oh, Slater
right
with a massive leg lariat right there.
Catching Sheamus out of nowhere, almost getting a 3 count. I'm not sure.
Bam!
Sheamus.
Huge snap swinging neck breaker right there. Slater is busting out moves that I haven't seen him do in years.
Like I said, Slater being very impressive
And you
tonight.
see that Slater just hoisted Sheamus up on his shoulders and dropped him on a knee. Slater is much smaller than Sheamus. That took a huge amount of strength right there.
Once in the well, one too many times. trying to pick up the much bigger man. That time did not find the mark. Sheamus back in control. This is not looking good for Heath Slater.
Oh, huge knee strike right there. I think Sheamus is signaling for the bro kick right here. Wait, I think Rhino's going to try to... Hey, Gore! Gore! Gore!
Massive gore.
But immediately turning into a bro kick. And Sheamus right there, hoisting Slater overhead. Going for the high cross, and he hits it.
Sheamus just annihilates everyone. Rhino takes out Cesaro.
And the clock has struck midnight on this Cinderella story.
And that was amazing. Rhino knew what was coming, tried to interfere, saw Cesaro getting in the ring, decided to just take him out instead. Delivered one heck of a gore. Cesaro out of the ring. Turns into a bro kick by Sheamus. And then Slater, still not quite aware, eats a high cross and takes the pin.
I'll tell you what, though, I haven't seen Sheamus do the high cross in at least 3 or 4 years. So that tells you exactly how seriously he was taking Rhino and Slater by the end of this match.
I mean, both teams pulled out all the stops. Nobody left anything on the table. You know, even in loss, I now believe in Beauty and the Man Beast as a very viable threat to any tag team titles. They might have lost tonight, but they definitely earned my respect.
I think they've earned the respect of everyone here tonight, to be honest with you. But right
As
there, the bar, Sheamus and Cesaro are your new SmackDown Tag Team Champions.
It's amazing as originally they were my pick. By the end there, I was really rooting
Wait,
for
hold on.
Slater,
Hold on.
Rhino.
It's Bo Dallas. What did he say? That he found a lost brother? Wait, oh my God! Ryan, what just happened? Bo Dallas came out here saying he found a lost brother. I thought he was out. What? Rhino just speared, gored Heath Slater, and now he's celebrating. Bo Dallas is clapping on stage. What just happened? Wait, and now Nikki Cross is confronting Asuka in the back. Whoa, hold on, and everything. What is happening? Everything's breaking down backstage.
Things are breaking down in the ring. Things are breaking down backstage.
Oh my God! She just threw Asuka into that wall. Asuka is on the ground, writhing in pain. Ryan, can we take a second and figure out what just happened?
So much just happened. I'm not sure I can process anything that just happened, Jacob. First, we see Bo Dallas from Monday Night Raw appear on the stage talking about a lost brother, and then Rhino goring his tag team partner Heath Slater to the ground and celebrating. The next thing that we see, Asuka's getting thrown into a wall by Nikki Cross. What does that leave us for the Fatal 4-Way tonight?
I have no word on Rhino, but I'm getting word right now that Asuka is being attended to by medical personnel. Oh my God, Sami Zayn!
What is happening? Backlash is getting out of control.
Sami Zayn just ran in out of nowhere in the middle of Kalisto's entrance. And now he's taking it to the Luchador.
Sami Zayn making a mark here on Kalisto.
As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by Mr. Zayn, Asuka's being attended to by medical personnel in the back, and her status in tonight's Fatal 4-Way is in question.
This all just broke down so quickly. As Kalisto...
Now we have this grudge match with Sami Zayn and Kalisto, and to remind everyone, this all started back in that Battle Royal for the Intercontinental Championship weeks ago, where Sami Zayn got eliminated by Kalisto, and he's been holding a grudge since then.
Yeah, and now, you know, I'm sorry, Jake, I'm still reeling from everything that just happened, but Kalisto managing a nice reversal there into a good neck breaker, sending Zayn to the mat, trying to kind of shake out his own cobwebs as Kalisto was indeed attacked by Zayn before the start of the match.
Oh, beautiful
nice
frog splash.
And Kalisto not done yet.
Going for a 450. I think he caught Zayn on the shoulder right there, clearly doing a little more damage to himself as well.
Looked like more of a sit-up spear to me. I cannot believe how crazy this night is getting so quickly.
One after another, attack. I have no idea what to even make of this. I'm waiting to hear word from our general manager, Daniel Bryan, right now with some sort of update, some sort of explanation, as Kalisto is managing to hold his own here against Sami Zayn, even though Sami had that big attack on him in the middle of his entrance.
What you saw there, you know, he hit that springboard, but he was still feeling the effects of the attack. Definitely did not follow up as fast.
Oh, man, he tried for that 450 again, and it just didn't pay off.
No, it looked like again, he didn't get back into position quick enough. Still feeling the effects of the attack from Sami Zayn. And Zayn, now, yet again, retaking control of the match.
Oh, beautiful springboard crossbody. Beautiful there from Sami Zayn. Remember, Sami doesn't go to the top often, but when he does, he's a very capable high flyer.
Definitely so. Both of these men, very talented. And Kalisto off the ropes and just spiking Sami Zayn into the mat.
Now remember,
going for the cover.
That was the same move that he tried to hit on The Miz a few weeks ago when Sami interfered and cost him that match.
And he almost put Sami Zayn away with that move. That was very, very close to a 3 count.
Kalisto going right back up to the top right there. He's really just throwing everything he can at Sami Zayn. Oh, but Sami catching him. Oh my God, powerbombing him. I think Kalisto's head just smashed right down against every single turnbuckle pad. Now, oh my God, Sami's just mocking Kalisto.
This does not look good for Kalisto.
With that haluva kick.
And I think Kalisto might be down. And there it is.
And you are very much right, Ryan.
Hey, it's a hell of a kick. What can I say?
I'm getting word right now from Daniel Bryan, actually, regarding the Slater and Rhino situation. Rhino has stormed into the GM's office and handed in his resignation. Rhino has left SmackDown Live.
Can he do that? Can he just leave?
I guess. He went out with Bo Dallas, and I think Rhino's going to Raw.
Rhino's just saying, hey, peace out. I'm going to Monday Night Raw.
Well, I'm sure he didn't say peace out, Ryan. This isn't the 80s anymore. But Ryan is gone. Rhino is gone. I'm sorry. Rhino has left the building.
Oh my goodness. Tonight has been insane, and we're not even halfway through the card.
Well, Sami Zayn proving that things are insane for him after picking up a massive win there over Kalisto. And you gotta wonder what this means for Sami going forward. This might just put him back into the hunt for the Intercontinental Championship, as he would probably like.
And to me, you know, I feel like that's exactly how Zayn is looking at this. Kalisto cost him the title. Kalisto is going to give him that opportunity back.
And speaking of the Intercontinental Championship, The Miz right now is about to receive his championship rematch.
You know, The Miz, one of the best, albeit a very, very cocky man. He knows how to get things done. He's a veteran in the ring. Gotta respect where he came from, considering he was nothing but a character who increased his in-ring performance main event at WrestleMania, and now here tonight at Backlash, looks to regain what he brought over to SmackDown, the Intercontinental title.
Ryan, I know your pompous ego will never allow you to admit to it, but The Miz is a future Hall of Famer, and I think everyone in the WWE Universe would be hard-pressed to argue against that.
I mean, you know, honestly, that is one thing that I'm not sure that I'd ever truly be able to argue against. I would like to be able to argue against it, but, I mean, the man's a Grand Slam champion. He's main evented WrestleMania and walked out as champion.
Remember, he beat John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania. He beat him.
Albeit not entirely clean. He had a little bit of help from somebody, another movie star. A lot of people might have heard him, maybe not.
We don't talk about other movie stars in the presence of The Miz. We have the A-lister, Ryan. Show some respect. But of course, here comes someone who's not going to show Miz even an ounce of respect. The Intercontinental King, Neville.
And definitely somebody who is not to be trifled with in that ring. Neville, pound for pound, one of the most menacing men I have ever laid eyes on.
Well, remember, Neville was the single most dominant cruiserweight champion of all time, and if his Intercontinental reign is going to be at all similar to that, we're in for a long reign on top from Neville.
And honestly, if there's somebody who's going to get the job done night after night, who's going to make that Intercontinental Championship prestigious, between The Miz and Neville, every single time, I am going to choose Neville.
Just see Neville staring a hole straight through The Miz. Killer instinct is turned on for Neville.
Well, and I mean, this is his first real big title defense here with the Intercontinental title. Don't get me wrong, he put on phenomenal matches as Cruiserweight champion. He defended that title at WrestleMania. He did wonders for the Cruiserweight division. Now, Intercontinental champion, brand new ball game. Same pressure. Can he deliver?
You see Neville just very calm, you know. You could tell that he's seething behind that beard of his. But right now, just letting the aura of everything, letting his icy presence sink into The Miz.
You know, I never considered Neville to be a master of manipulation or mind games. Well, manipulation, yes. Mind games, not so much. To me, he's always more of the guy who's going to pound people and just make them tap. At the same time, that icy stare that he just gave Miz gave me chills. If I'm Miz, I'm worried about my face right now. As these two men square off,
Neville just immediately drop-kicking Miz right in the kneecap. But Miz is keeping up right here.
Now, this is actually really smart from Neville. Taking the legs out of the Miz really eliminates the figure four leg lock. Now as we see some massive elbow strikes from Neville onto the Miz.
Now just stomping away at the A-lister. Ryan, who's your pick in this?
I mean, both, like I said, to me, Neville is the man who's going to represent the Intercontinental Championship the best. However, The Miz is a multi-time Intercontinental Champion. And honestly, I'm expecting for there to be another Miz Intercontinental Championship comeback tour.
But right now, Miz is taking it to Neville with his patented kicks, that he single-handedly developed and mastered.
Yeah, nothing at all that he may have borrowed or seen from a bearded goat who also may have been a former Intercontinental and WWE champion.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Of course not. No one ever seems to. As Miz...
Backbreaker into the neckbreaker right there. And now Miz is going to the top, taking something out of Neville's playbook.
Oh, this is interesting.
But Neville, I guess you can't really keep up in the air with someone who used to be known as the king of the cruiserweights.
Even more importantly, the man that gravity forgot. As Neville
scraping up Miz's pretty A-lister face right there.
And exerting some power, and there...
I was just about to say that Neville was keeping it very ground-based, keeping it mainly to strikes, but then right there, a beautiful standing corkscrew splash.
Like I said, that's something that makes Neville an extremely dangerous man. The fact that not only can he strike with some of the best of them, very technically sound, when it's called for and when it's needed, he is also extremely capable of going to the air.
You know, I think it's fitting that you almost slipped up there and called him the devil, because that really is the presence, the aura that Neville exudes.
Like I said, Neville is a very intense competitor. That is what that is his mind game. His intensity is his mind game. That is how he gets into people's heads.
When you look at Miz, nothing fancy right now. Just these kicks right now. The it kicks once again. Stomps, and we saw a little boot to the face of Neville earlier. He's going in for the kill, but he's keeping it nice and simple. There's not much room for error in Miz's strategy.
No, I'm actually pretty surprised that Miz has been so strike-heavy in this matchup.
Oh, he went for that awesome clothesline, but landed on his face, or on the back of his head, rather.
And Neville made him pay. Miz, however, not taking it lightly.
Giving Neville a little bit of a reality check right there. But Neville fighting right back into it. These guys have been really evenly matched all throughout this match.
I have to say, you know, I knew both of these men were going to put on a great match. It has actually been...
There it is. There's the awesome clothesline. And Miz just strutting around like he owns the place, like he's already won the title.
Miz, it's not the time. It's really not the time.
Oh, look at that. Just mocking Neville right there. Bowing to the king, as he would put it.
You know, if there was ever a time for the Miz to just focus
hold on. Miz is
done.
going for the superplex, a move that Neville has really made famous over the last 2 years. But Neville fighting right out of it, and Miz is not where he wants to be. Red Arrow! 1, 2, and Neville retains the Intercontinental Championship against a very game Miz.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. I had said, you know, Miz was getting really cocky there at the end, and I said, Miz, focus, get the job done. Instead, he let himself get caught. Neville scouted the superplex into the Red Arrow, which, to be fair, he does not do that often. But I think that in that moment, it was too perfect of an opportunity not to put the Miz down with the Red Arrow.
You know, the Red Arrow is the strongest weapon in Neville's entire arsenal, and I think he deemed that Miz was worthy of receiving that kind of punishment.
Either way, tonight, Neville came out the better man, and Neville retained his Intercontinental Championship. So far tonight, not only has the Bar become the Tag Team Champions, Neville has retained the Intercontinental Championship, and now we're heading into a quasi-main event match for any pay-per-view. Honestly, this could close any show ever, title or not. And these two have closed shows. Chris Jericho versus John Cena.
I like to call this the Battle of the All-Stars right here. You have John Cena, 16-time world champion. Chris Jericho, the first ever undisputed champion, beating Stone Cold and The Rock in one night. 6-time world champion in his own right. Record-holding 9-time Intercontinental champion, multiple-time tag team champion, 2-time United States champion. These are 2 first ballot Hall of Famers, 2 of the biggest legends of the modern era.
Don't forget, on top of that, he still finds time to be the lead singer of his own band.
Not to mention running his own podcast and being a New York Times best-selling author. Is there anything in this world that Chris Jericho hasn't done?
I mean, honestly, he truly is one of the best performers who has performed all over the world, and his acolytes are, the list goes on and on and on.
Much like the list of names that Jericho carries around with him at all times, and I'm pretty sure that John Cena has made that list.
You know, and John Cena in his own right, both of these men, first ballot Hall of Famers, out the gate. And that's not a prediction. That's not going, it could happen one day. It will happen one day. As John Cena himself, 16-time WWE champion. We can go on just from there. You know, movie star. He's one of the most recognized Make-A-Wish celebrities out there. This man, phenomenal work ethic, always on the go. I mean, if there was ever an A-list team of 2 men who have done it all in the business, it's the 2 men that are about to square off in the center of this ring.
You got to think about just how far back this grudge goes. I mean, look back at 2000 and I believe it was 2008. Chris Jericho was on top of the world. He was voted Superstar of the Year. He was World Heavyweight Champion. When John Cena was just gifted a championship opportunity as his return match, and John Cena took what Chris Jericho saw as his title that he had beaten Shawn Michaels for, that he had beaten CM Punk for. So I'm sure there's still a little bit of bad blood from back then.
Well, even before that, you know, John Cena's very first title reign in the WWE actually saw one of the most disgraceful exits for Jericho as he got thrown into a dumpster. So, I mean, these guys go way back.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, but I believe that Chris Jericho has only actually beaten John Cena once in his entire career. That being in John Cena's second ever match on SmackDown, and Cena very quickly regained that victory over Jericho in his first ever pay-per-view match.
You honestly might not be wrong. So Jericho could really use the win tonight. As I know, there was a very long stretch where Jericho time after time after time challenged John Cena for the WWE Championship and never quite got the job done, which is one of the things that actually got him exited from the WWE for a period of time.
You know, Jericho right now, he's slowing it down. We saw him like grinding down a headlock, and now I don't even know if that was a stump puller, I think. Cena seems to be wanting to get that pace a little faster, but Jericho is taking it to him.
Well, and that's the thing that Jericho knows, especially as a veteran and in his age. He knows he needs to control the pace against John Cena, who is the younger man in this match. Not only is Cena younger, well, don't get me wrong, I think when it comes down to it, Jericho could out-cardio Cena every time. But Cena is a height machine.
I'm sorry, but here we go. Cena's going for that 5-knuckle shuffle right there.
And see, that's exactly what I was alluding to. You can't let Cena get fired up. If Cena starts to get fired up, momentum gets out of control. He very quickly, attitude adjustment. And this match might be over before it even begins, as Jericho.
Oh, Jericho was wary. He knew what was coming after that 5-knuckle shuffle, and I think he mentally prepared himself that he was going to have to kick out of something very soon. Oh, man, and Jericho was trying to go for that rolling forearm right there, but Cena just snatching him out of nowhere with that shoulder tackle.
You know, that's alludes to what I was saying earlier, is Jericho knows Cena. He knows that if Cena starts to go, if he doesn't get out of the way of the runaway train, he is going to get mowed down. He knows he has to control the pace. He has to make sure that that Cena...
I think Jericho tried to fancy it up a little bit there with that springboard dropkick, and he overshot it a little bit. Lionheart might not be what he used to be.
Jericho very wisely getting out of the ring, kind of regrouping after that mishap. And now the ref trying to keep Cena away from Jericho as he hits a massive enziguri, using the ref as a distraction. The very wily and game veteran that is Jericho. I mean, but honestly, both of these men in this match are veterans. You can't become a 16-time WWE champion and not be considered a veteran.
Oh, man, Jericho, he got distracted by the crowd right there, and John Cena took advantage immediately. But yeah, you're very much right there, though. John Cena has been with WWE for over 10 years now, Jericho for over 20. These guys know the ins and outs of that squared circle.
Nope. Yeah, and that's the thing. That actually makes them more
lion
dangerous
salt
to one another. That's a massive lion salt from Chris Jericho, and Cena barely kicking out. The thing is, you get to see the difference there as Jericho, both of these men know each other so well, but Jericho knows what to look for. He will win at all costs. He's not afraid of taking shortcuts, which is something that in this type of match, Cena needs to be wary of, as Jericho used the ref's positioning to get himself into a favorable spot to take control of the match.
So I got to go back to something there real quick. I don't know if you heard, but the crowd was chanting, "Jericho sucks." Chris Jericho just stretched out his arms in that classic Y2J pose. Told him to suck it, basically.
Well, I mean, at this point, in Jericho's eyes, it's all about him. It's all about him giving the gift that is himself.
Oh, code breaker!
Jericho, massive code breaker out of the corner. I don't think Cena was ready for that.
Oh, Jericho hitting fast and hitting hard. But Cena was in the ropes. I think Jericho was so content with being able to hit that code breaker that he just got a little sloppy.
Which is not something we're used to seeing from Y2J. Now, this is definitely a dangerous time for Jericho, as he's really hit a lot of what he has. And you have to wonder what's left in the tank for Jericho.
Might not be much because Cena's going for that STF. He's got it locked in. He is wrenching back on Jericho's head. He's wrenching on his leg.
And Jericho managing to get out an elbow and strike at Cena.
Cena very stunned right there. Jericho rolling up with a small package.
And
Jericho got him! Jericho got him!
I cannot believe what I just witnessed. Chris Jericho just rolled up John Cena after some elbows. Cena trying to shake it off, and he got small packaged. That's what again, going back to the veteran status of Jericho, you just never know how you're going to catch somebody off guard. And Jericho.
Ryan, John Cena doesn't get rolled up. That's not a thing that happens.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm completely just mind blown here. But you got to give it to Chris Jericho.
And Jericho letting everyone know to drink it in. I can't believe that.
I mean, this night has been so completely crazy, as now we are heading into possibly a triple threat match, as we haven't really heard a whole lot of what's going on with Asuka after she was attacked by Nikki Cross in the back. But out first for this women's title match is Becky Lynch.
Tell you what, I think everyone else in this fatal four-way possible triple threat is hoping that it is just that, a triple threat. Asuka out of the equation is, you know, normally that would mean that everyone's up to like a 33.3% chance of winning. But it's Asuka that we're talking about. You know, Asuka was
everyone's up 50% chance of winning.
Right, right. I don't know how these mathematical statistics work exactly, but I can only imagine Asuka was the odds-on favorite and had a lot of momentum going in her favor.
I just hope nobody was betting on this match, because if Asuka is out, the odds-on favorite is done. Hope you bet it on the dark horse.
And I'd say the dark horse in all this might be this lady right here, Peyton Royce. This is her first ever chance at the WWE Women's Championship, and she's come into this with a win over Becky Lynch this past SmackDown. Peyton, I mentioned, might be the craftiest woman in this match. I think she's bringing the mental fortitude to really make it and win it here tonight.
She truly is, pardon the pun here, the greenest competitor in the match. However, she has indeed showed a level of craftiness usually only displayed by veterans. I mean, honestly, given time, she could become the Chris Jericho of the women's division.
Can you hang from the ropes like that, Ryan?
No, I'm pretty sure I'd fall and kill myself. Neck first.
Well, tell you what, hearing that, I think you should give it a shot.
I mean, you know, as long as the women involved in this match can be in there while I'm doing it, I can at least go and die a happy man, I guess. As out next, we have Emma, who is probably, to me, one of the hungriest competitors in this match, with the most to prove. She's the one who's been on the main roster the longest without really ever hitting that level of success that she, along with many others, feel that she has deserved. She's just never really been in the right place at the right time, and I feel like, to me, this is her time. This is her time to shine, her time to be Emma.
Emma's frustration might have reached a breaking point. I mentioned so many times that this woman is just the personification of evil, of hatred, dead puppies, wilted flowers, miscarriages, all left in her wake.
And I feel like tonight is the night that she's going to become the women's champion, especially now that Asuka's out of the way. I mean, Asuka, to me, was every woman in this match's biggest threat.
Well, we don't know if Asuka's out of it just yet. I guess we gotta wait and see.
All I know is Asuka meets Wall. I honestly think what is this?
Whoa. Hold on.
I'm not sure this is how that works.
Ryan, that's Nikki Cross's music.
What is Nikki Cross doing out here? She's not in this match. I understand that she assaulted Asuka backstage. What, does she think that she can just, pull an Edge or a Jericho and just knock somebody out of a match and take their spot?
Ryan, you just gave her historical precedent. I think that's exactly what she's doing.
Yeah, most of the time that happens while they're coming down to the ring. She literally assaulted Asuka at the, almost start of the show. Apparently Asuka's still not ready or cleared. Nikki Cross is just going to say it's her spot now.
I have no word from our general manager right now. I have no idea if this is sanctioned or not, but Nikki Cross is making her way down to this match.
Apparently Nikki Cross is going to do whatever she wants regardless of the boss. And so apparently we're still going to have a Fatal 4-Way match. No Asuka in sight, still no update on her report. Apparently, though, even Asuka's body cannot meet a wall and come out unscathed.
We were talking about the bizarro odds in this match. What with Asuka And with how dangerous she is, what does Nikki Cross's, well, unhinged presence do for this match? These ladies, they prepared for Asuka, they didn't prepare for Nikki, and Nikki is just this huge X factor now.
Well, I don't think you can actually prepare for this level of crazy. This is an unpredictable, unprecedented, just loose cannon. The only person I can truly think of to compare Nikki Cross to and honestly, I'm not even sure there is anybody that you can compare Nikki Cross to.
Well, I guess this match is underway. Peyton Royce is just trying to get Nikki out of there, but it's not going to happen. Becky suplexing Emma right overhead.
And I guess these 4 women are all going to be vying for the same match, or the same title here, as Nikki Cross.
Just dropped Peyton right on the face right there.
Some very unorthodox offense here.
Okay, Becky just suplexed Emma for the 3rd time, and this match is less than 20 seconds old.
Hey, Becky Lynch is straight fire, and she is there to win the title.
We'll tell you
She's
what.
She's not pulling any punches tonight.
Becky just threw Emma out of that. Oh, never mind. Emma's right back into this. Not about to be taken out.
And if there was any, after what we've just seen in the ring from Nikki Cross so far tonight, if there was a performer that I was ever going to compare Nikki Cross to, it would have to be Brian Pillman.
That is an excellent comparison. I don't think there's anyone else who just goes in there with no strategy and just hurts people the way that Flying Brian did, the way that Nikki is.
I think that between Nikki Cross and Dean Ambrose, one of them has the spirit animal of the late Brian Pillman.
You know, what's interesting to me here is, obviously, we knew going into this match that Billie Kay was banned from ringside. You know, Peyton was going to have to go it alone right here. But Nikki, just the same way, doesn't have any of her sanity brethren, I guess, here at ringside with her either.
Well, I don't think, for all we know, they don't even know that she was going to be in the match, considering she just kind of waltzed down here after taking Asuka out.
Can you imagine that? Nikki Cross might have actually been too unpredictable for sanity.
I mean, can you imagine her winning this and walking back and just saying, "Hey guys, I got a thing."
Does Nikki Cross talk?
I don't know. For all I know, she's the Tasmanian Devil, so there might just be some spitting.
I mean, you say Tasmanian Devil is Peyton Royce. I don't know what she was doing. Took a lap around Emma, I guess, trying to confuse Nikki, and it just did not work out.
To say that she got caught would be the understatement of this year. As Nikki Cross,
the straitjacket neckbreaker, and I think it's ironic that Nikki Cross is using a straitjacket maneuver when she's the one who could benefit from being slapped inside of one.
You're not wrong, as she hits a massive German suplex.
But Peyton just a stiff knee right to Nikki's jaw. Emma breaking it up, and now I'm surprised the two Aussies haven't tried to start up some sort of alliance. These two, they go way back to the independent circuits of Australia.
I feel like tonight is Emma's night as Becky Lynch throwing Emma down. This does not look good for anybody.
Oh no, but Nikki sneaking up behind her. The huge back suplex from the top.
Becky Lynch took a little too much time.
It's Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow.
Oh, that does not look pretty. Asuka just laying waste to Nikki Cross. Asuka is standing after that assault backstage. You know, we thought...
Looks like we're going to stretch her out here for Nikki. The action is continuing here around us, but Asuka just took Nikki Cross out of this match.
Is Asuka going to take back her rightful place?
I don't think so. Asuka seems to be walking away, and she's exiting here behind us now, so I guess this match is a triple threat now.
Well, I guess, the match had already started. Asuka is just like, meh.
I think the time will come for the Empress of Tomorrow, but I guess technically Nikki Cross was the official entrant at this point, and Asuka didn't have room to enter. I don't know, Ryan. I don't know what's happening.
I mean, culturally, Asuka respects the match. The match had already started. It was not her that was in the match. She had been taken out by Nikki Cross. I feel like right now, even though she wants to be the women's champion, not only is she respecting the match, I also feel like she's probably got a little bit more of a score to settle with Nikki Cross, and this was just the beginning, making sure that Nikki Cross herself could not become the women's champion.
That's true. That's probably very, very true right there.
As this is getting a little weird right now, these three women just not really sure what to do as Becky Lynch again. Look at this.
This trifecta of overhead pump handle suplexes.
The strength of Becky Lynch and the stamina.
Oh, but now Emma catching her with a chest press.
Emma just not accepting much of anything right now.
But Ryan, this is crazy. Now we know for certain one of these three women, Emma, Becky Lynch, or Peyton Royce, is going to be our next SmackDown Women's Champion.
You want to talk about three women who won it. This is going to be one slobber knocker of a match. Surprisingly, the amount of tosses that Becky Lynch has had, honestly, I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar himself would be a little jealous.
Speaking of Brock Lesnar, actually, we know that the Beast Incarnate will be at SmackDown Live this week to address his situation.
That is true. Ever since he walked out of the WWE title tournament, he has not been heard from, or seen on SmackDown Live. As we return here, Emma completely making sure that nobody's tapping out, hitting a massive side facebuster on Peyton Royce, going for the cover. 1, 2, and a kick out solid. Peyton Royce rolling out of the ring, trying to make sure that nobody can touch her again for a moment.
But now
Becky Lynch.
Becky is taking it to Emma right now, getting right back into it.
Talk about just hammering away at Emma. Now Emma taking Becky Lynch up top. What are we going to see here?
I think Emma's going for a massive superplex. And remember, this is how she set up defeating Ember Moon to qualify for this match a few weeks ago. Oh, but Peyton, the Widow's Peak.
Becky Lynch is a little out of it. Emma managing to roll Royce out into a nice snap suplex. Went again.
I think Becky might have been playing possum right there.
And now the last kicker just firing away.
Big scoop slam there, right in the corner. Peyton has taken a tremendous amount of damage this entire match. Uh-oh.
Oh, look out.
Uh-oh. I think she's setting up for that Venus flytrap fisherman suplex right here. But Emma sneaking in right behind her, unbeknownst to Royce, and breaking it up. I guess inadvertently saving Becky. Oh, but hitting that massive Michinoku driver of her own.
I don't think she's...
Oh my God. Peyton kicked out at 1. Emma has put in so many people away with that Michinoku driver. Peyton kicked out of it at 1. This... Oh my God, I think Peyton is just showing that she belongs with these top tier names right now.
Let's say, I honestly think, to me, this is Peyton firing off on all cylinders that she has left.
You see Becky telling her, throw her in the corner again. Hitting that heel kick combo one more time. And now Becky with a big suplex.
And Peyton Royce going for the roll-up. Didn't take long to turn. Look at that 2.5 solid count.
And you see that just sharing a look right there. Both these women exhausted, but Becky locking in the disarmer. Can Peyton get out of it? Becky Lynch is the women's champion.
The second time SmackDown Live women's champion, Becky Lynch.
How good must that feel for Becky? So many people said that she was a one-hit wonder. So many people said that it was a one-time deal. She would never be champion again. And yet here she is, 2 times women's champion.
And you want to talk about one of the craziest matches we have ever seen for the women's championship.
Right here,
Nikki
Peyton
Cross
thought that she was going to get it with that backslide. But Becky being able to power out and then
I wish we could have seen I wish we could have seen the look that those two women shared just one more time. Becky Lynch furious. Peyton Royce just knew that that might have been her last opportunity. She tried to just take a swing at Becky. Becky locked in that disarmer. It was over.
You see the joy exuding from Becky Lynch right now. You deserve it, Becky. Well earned.
Definitely a well-earned championship here tonight. So now that leaves us with the Becky Lynch as the women's champion. Neville retained his Intercontinental Championship.
And Ryan, it is main event time right now.
And now we are going to find out who is going to be the WWE Champion as Bobby Roode ascends from the heavens.
Bobby Roode is going to be going it alone. After his match with Shinsuke Nakamura earlier tonight, Baron Corbin was escorted out of the arena to make sure there's no funny business between these two here tonight.
And you know, I cannot believe the change and desperation that we have seen from Bobby Roode. You know, former NXT champion, former champion across the world. This man has traveled. He has won titles. And when it came down to the SmackDown Live WWE Championship Tournament, he took shortcuts. He's gotten to the main event of Backlash, but the question still remains, is he going to be able to do it alone tonight against AJ Styles? Is he going to be able to become the WWE Champion?
Do apples grow on trees? Of course he can become the next WWE Champion. Bobby Roode is coming in here completely fresh. He hasn't wrestled in weeks. He has had Baron Corbin doing all of his dirty work. AJ Styles is coming in here hurt. He was beaten down by a chair. He was stomped down by Baron Corbin. Bobby Roode is in the driver's seat going into this match.
That, you know, I can't argue with that, as Styles did have a very competitive match on SmackDown Live this week and definitely took a lot of punishment, and that is something that's going to need to be addressed tonight, as again, Bobby Roode, the fresh man, hasn't done a lot of lifting in the past couple of weeks. Has to do all the heavy lifting tonight on his own. With that freshness versus the viciously assaulted AJ Styles, which man is going to have the better game? Is Bobby Roode going to show up with his A+? Is AJ Styles even going to be a B+? That's something we're going to find out very shortly.
Right, I'm only going to ask you once because there's no changing this later. Who is your pick?
You know, tonight, I am going to have to say, even though Styles has taken a beating, he is a former WWE champion. He is a former United States champion. He has had a crazy year. Even though he's been taken to the limit the past couple weeks by the likes of Nakamura and Baron Corbin. And even though to me it was a bit of a shortcut, tonight is his redemption. Tonight is the night that the beat up AJ Styles proves just how phenomenal he is and reclaims the WWE Championship.
All right, I guess you didn't learn from Heath Slater's match earlier tonight. Fairy tales aren't real, Ryan, and you are a fool to think that AJ Styles is going to win here tonight. AJ Styles is hurt. He is limping to the ring right now. Baron Corbin ruined this man's chances on SmackDown, and Bobby Roode, mark my words, is walking out of here as WWE Champion.
See, Jacob, to me, this is not a fairy tale moment. This is not a redemption moment. This is a man driven to be the best performer in the world. This is a man who is driven to be the phenomenal one, to be the WWE champion. And no matter his condition, this is a man who is going to prove to everyone in the world, not the WWE, not the WWE universe, the entire world, that he is the best thing in wrestling today.
But is he glorious, Ryan? Is he glorious?
And that's what we're about to find out. Is it going to be the glorious one, Bobby Roode, or the phenomenal one, AJ Styles? And Bobby Roode out the gate trying to just taunt Styles. And guess what? He goaded him right into a strike into Bobby Roode's face.
AJ going to the second rope already. This is really early in this match, but I guess it paid off with a big elbow right there. Another knee drop right across Roode's face.
About to say, this is AJ Styles at his best, firing on all cylinders, taking it to Bobby Roode.
It's a common theme here tonight that a lot of people are very angry going into their matches, and AJ Styles is no exception. But the difference here is AJ Styles is a world-renowned class athlete, a true veteran, a true professional. He knows when it's time to lose his mind and when it's time to keep his cool. So he does have a grip of this entire situation. I can see that the wheels in his mind are turning this entire time. Roode's got him on the ropes right now, but Roode's got to be careful. I do think Bobby is winning, but AJ is not someone he can afford to take lightly, no matter how hurt he is.
You know, I have to admit that tonight's pay-per-view name of Backlash...
Oh, I'm going to have to cut you off right there, because did you see that? AJ had the audacity to break up Roode's Glorious to start this match, and right there, AJ limping in the corner while Roode slowly taking his time and just rubbing it in his face.
And to me, that's AJ's injuries from the previous couple of weeks kind of catching up to him. Right there, you're starting to see that, especially after that strong offensive burst at the very beginning of this match, you're now starting to see AJ Styles is not as 100% as he appeared to be out the gate.
But you got to notice that AJ, he's hitting a lot of really fast and hard offense. He knows that the longer this match goes, the more it benefits Bobby Roode with that beautiful power slam. AJ knows that he is not 100%. He needs to get in there, he needs to finish the job, and he needs to get out. Bobby Roode, this entire match, is going to be trying to slow it down. He's going to be trying to inflict as much damage on AJ, but he's going to be trying to tire him out. Half of his work is already done for him by Baron Corbin.
And on that front, you're not wrong, Jacob, as AJ delivers another solid strike to the face and chest of Bobby Roode. Roode, yet again, has showed a lot of arrogance tonight and a lot of cockiness in this matchup. whenever he has started to gain any kind of momentum. Though now it might be a little bit more deserving as he literally throws Styles around the barricade.
Yeah, Bobby Roode is just going to town on AJ outside of that ring. Throwing him around, throwing him into that ring post. That's just brutal right there.
That was a very hard shot AJ just took to the face, bouncing off of that ring post. Styles is not moving around a lot. Roode going in for the cover, taking advantage of the damage that he just caused. I thought it was going to be a 3 count right there. Styles managing to kick out at 2.5.
And Bobby Roode right back to just setting the pace to being as slow as possible. Just hammering AJ in the back of the head right there. And again.
And see, this is the contrast. Styles hitting hard, hitting fast earlier on. And now Roode is in control, keeping things very methodical, keeping things very slow paced, letting himself rest in between whilst he keeps Styles. Oh, in for the crossface.
But you got to see that Bobby Roode, so much of his offense is very old school. It's not flashy, you know?
Not flashy, huh? As he drops a knee from the middle rope after another glorious taunt.
I maintain, though, that was... He didn't add some unnecessary flip to that, the way AJ does his 450. He just dropped the knee right across AJ's face. He didn't even go to the top rope. He didn't risk any needless injury.
On that front, I do have to agree. And now Bobby Roode has AJ Styles on the outside. Styles is definitely the one that's kind of on the ropes, so to speak.
And tell you what, right here, Bobby Roode knows he just has to get in the ring. He can let AJ get counted out and he could still win the title, but AJ just staring him down right there, telling him it's not going to be that easy.
And Styles.
Oh, man. I think AJ was trying to go for a quick, phenomenal forearm right there, just slingshotting over, but... And Roode, I guess he caught Roode, yeah, but the ref is
Roode,
also out.
It looked like Roode hit the ropes. Styles still connected with some of the phenomenal forearm, but he also rolled over Roode, completely taking the ref out of the equation. Styles finally getting the ref back to his feet. A nice Pele kick.
And AJ actually just hammering Roode down too before going for that pin.
Styles very forcefully trying to keep Roode down for the 3 count.
And kicking him down once again.
And Roode thought he was going to get a turnaround after escaping to the outside. Styles follows him out the hard way with one heck of a suicide dive.
Now AJ dropping a big elbow drop on Roode right there. And a beautiful drop kick.
Going for that 450 splash and just landing on the legs of Roode as he tried to escape. Styles using his entire body this late in the game to inflict as much damage to every part of Roode that he can connect with.
And Roode slamming him down with a huge full Nelson slam.
I think Styles barely kicked out of that full Nelson slam. That had some height and power behind it. Roode really took the wind out of Styles' sails.
And right back to just setting the pace of something nice and slow.
Roode now waiting for Styles to get up, hitting a massive blockbuster.
I think Rude allowed himself that blockbuster right there. He was playing it safe for so long all match that he decided, all right, I can afford one high-risk move.
I mean, this is for the WWE Championship, and so I think that signified Rude was saying, I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get the job done. Which, I mean, to be fair, he's already alluded to with how he got here in the first place. That's kind of what brought him to the dance.
I think Bobby just thinks he has it in the bag right now. And he might with a huge spine buster.
Rolling over into the cover. 1, 2, and Styles.
AJ barely at the last second kicking out.
And I can't even say that was the last second. That was like a 2.8 on the count of 3 scale.
See, Bobby just frustrated right now. Both these guys are hurting. Going for another pin right there. Just frustrated, I think, at this point.
And see, to me, that was not a pin to win the match. That was a pin to show dominance. That was a pin to wear down AJ Styles.
Styles isn't going to let himself get pushed around, though. And right here, Ushigoroshi.
And now Styles, yet again, going up top.
Spiral tap.
And that one connected. He wasn't able to get into the pin very quickly. 1, 2, and 2.5 on Bobby Roode. As I was saying, he did not get into that pin quickly.
But look at that. AJ not allowing Bobby even a second's reprieve right there. Immediately kneeing him right in the back. And a pump handle gutbuster right there. Absolutely brutal. Oh, Ryan, I think he's setting up for it. I think he's setting up for the phenomenal forearm. He missed! Rude just threw him right past him. And a glorious DDT right there. Normally, Rude likes to start that off with a little bit of pandering. He didn't even bother. He went right for the kill.
The second Styles went to get up from the phenomenal forearm, he met a DDT. And now Rude picks Styles back up. Look at this.
Rude
glorious.
Is making sure Styles is down and out. And I don't think there's any doubt in anyone's mind now. 1, 2, hallelujah!
And it looks like Bobby Roode is the new WWE Champion.
I told you so. Ryan, we have entered a glorious era. Give me as many hallelujahs, all the hallelujahs. Bobby Roode is WWE Champion.
And that's not to take anything away from AJ Styles, who came into this match beat up, who came into this match angry and hurt. Still left it.
AJ Styles was hurt. Bobby Roode's brilliance has led him to the ultimate prize, the ultimate goal of everyone here in the WWE, the WWE Championship.